Hello guys, welcome back in my Let's Platinum Dragon Age Origins. I told you that I'm gonna get back in a camp for the trophy, but I thought actually it might be a better idea to show you the conversations from when Morrigan actually joins. So we just finished the Ostagar, we killed the ogre, and she joins, and we're gonna go through the conversations with her to get the approval to get her to bed later on. So, thank you, but if Morrigan doesn't wish to join us,
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
was this your idea all along?
Pardon me, but I had the impression that you two needed assistance, whatever the form.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens. Do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
I understand.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
No, I prefer you speak your mind.
You will regret saying that.
Dear, sweet mother, you are so kind to cast me out like this. How fondly I shall remember this moment.
Well, I always said, if you want something done, do it yourself. Or hear about it for a decade or two afterwards.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
We need all the help we can get.
I guess you're right. The Grey Wardens have always taken allies where they could find them.
I am so pleased to have your approval.
Okay, let's get going.
Farewell, mother.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, lottering. I don't think we need to do anything in lottering, just to save the Sandal and the other dude, and that's it. And we can go to party camp and yeah.
No.
Hi.
There?
Was that any way to greet someone?
Oh, right. Even if...
Eh,
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the... A mage?
nobody's... You know...
We must not exhaust our supplies.
Careful!
It is begun. It shall be done. As you say. Very well. I shall do it.
surrender. We're just trying to get by before the... Yes, of course. We should have been more careful. I'm sorry. Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chest. Bless you.
Level up. Doesn't really matter. Okay, let's see if we can jump through it.
Is my... Right, very creepy. Forget I asked. Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go for...
You there! If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you, there's none to be found.
So let's talk about your mother for a moment.
I'd rather talk about...
How dare you accuse me of thievery?
Shocking.
Sorry, bro, we're not gonna. We don't care about you this time.
Let them touch it! Away with you, foul creatures! Leave us alone!
Very well. You say, it is begun. It shall be done. Get off! I shall do. It is begun. Blast! As you say. Very well. Don't give them the advantage. Best be wary.
Let us end this!
Right.
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I... Grey Wolf. Now...
Okay.
We'll be off as soon as this mess is cleaned up. Thank you, Carney, for all your assistance.
Yeah, you see, that's it. Don't even have to do any quests here. So yeah, we're gonna go to camp and go through all the conversation, and hopefully we're gonna get Morrigan to romance with us. And we can skip through this.
Bad dreams, huh? Well, the archdemon, I don't... Anyhow, when I heard...
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, just in case, I'm gonna make a save. Just in case I'm gonna mess up. Hope not, but you never know.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How did you become a shape changer?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened, when a child is alone and separate from his tribe.
That
That
does
is when
sounds
you
like
strike.
something you do.
Oh? That's it. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
I've never heard of magic like that before.
No? 'Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. Some of the zealots of the Chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could.
That's good.
But as
Such
luck had
traditions
it,
needs to be
some still
preserved.
I'm shocked that you think so, being a mage of the circle. But perhaps you felt a little like a caged bird as well, caught within that dark tower.
Yes, very much so.
I thought so.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I think your abilities sounds quite useful.
Oh, you're simply full of surprises, little man, aren't you? But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Okay.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask
If
you
you
something.
must.
Did you grow up in Kokari Wilds?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You can probe me anytime.
Beg pardon, then, while I jump for joy. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. For many, in time, I grew curious. I left the wilds
And you
to
remained
explore what
unnoticed?
lay. For the most part. Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was
Very
I
daring,
there was
that sounds
much
like
that
you.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange
That
language.
was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human
Were
society
you
which
upset
have
by
always
all the bad
puzzled me.
touching?
At least with that sort of touching, I would have been able to intuit. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago.
I guess the
any
joke's
hope
on
of
you
doing-
then.
You were a fine one to be pointing out the humor of fate. Let's not. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
Okay, we got another approval.
Yes?
So life in the wilds must have been very lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds.
That sounds
If I
wonderful.
spoke. For a time, I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from
What
the
happened
carriage.
then?
Flemeth was furious with me. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground.
But
I
you were
was
just a
heartbroken.
child.
And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
They made you stronger, didn't they?
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was...
Okay, more approval.
Yes?
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Have you ever been hunted by a chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
And you're cute when you are evasive.
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother, Flemeth, made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come
You
again,
really had no
and she would
trouble
look
with
at me.
them?
I am unsure. I was too young to understand, and Flemeth... And then the true game began.
Did
Often
you actually
Flemeth would
kill
use
them
me as-
all?
Me? No, I never did any of the killing, and I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had
Do you
never
still
heard
think
of
that was fun?
apostate. I think that my mother made it... If the wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this.
You're
First,
probably right.
An interesting answer for a mage. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Okay, more approval.
Yes?
I'd like to ask you something.
Full of questions, are you?
Is Flemeth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
An old woman.
Oh, she is certainly old. Have no mistake of that. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I'm more interested in the truth.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you
That
can
sounds
decide,
interesting.
as the tale is sung by the bards. There was a time when Flemeth was
Just
young.
how long ago is
and
this?
Many centuries. In Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him
Seems
wealth
like a fair
and...
deal.
Aye, it was. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement in the first place. All Osen was led off to a field and slain.
She spoke to
left for
spirits or
dead.
demons?
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn. Lord, the legends all speak of the great hero Cormac.
Which she never
he who
invaded,
defeated
or he
Flemeth
never
and her great
defeated
army.
her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with
The
the
legend
Chasens
tells
that
of Flemeth
eventually
having
came.
many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed.
Why would she
So,
refuse to
should I
speak of
believe
them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she... It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one.
How is that
Perhaps
Flemeth
one
has
day
survived for
Flemeth
so
will
long?
eat. The demon within her has... But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in
An
her
interesting
heart would
story,
kill
thank
her.
you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
I love her. What else do you want to know?
Nothing. I wish to know nothing more. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
Okay. I think we're doing good. We're getting a lot of approval.
Yes?
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Alright. Let's try to kiss her.
What's this? 'Tis a rather odd discussion you seem to desire, leaning in so closely.
Do you object?
Not unless you stop.
Okay, we got more approval. What a music.
Yes?
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Tell me, are you really Flemeth's daughter?
I assume you were actually asking whether Flemeth has... True. It is not inconceivable that she could capture a
She was not
chastened
always
man,
as old as
or
she is
perhaps
now, was she?
As a matter of fact, I remember her being younger once. She had black hair, but how could that be? I do know the tales of Flemeth having many daughters, even though
What if you
have
have
never
real
met another.
family out there?
I would have nothing in common with them, nor any need for what they might provide. Flemeth taught me everything I needed to learn. How to survive, the meaning of power, the truth of men. If other
Now I
mothers
see
do
where you
not
get it
teach,
from.
I shall take this as a compliment. Was it meant as such?
Of course.
Oh? How interesting. You agree that love is a weakness, then? Take yourself. You do not honestly desire such things from me, do you? 'Tis better to be free of such cloying and cluttering delusions as love.
You are right. Love is so unnecessary.
There. I am glad you agree. I tire of this discussion. Let us move on, shall we?
Alright. You see, guys, the thing is that you need to know, if you don't want to follow the conversation I am having, is that Morrigan is not looking for love. She's just looking for a fling. That's why I said what I did. Okay.
'Tis cold in my tent, all alone.
Well, we can't have that.
So you shall come to my tent? But whatever shall we do in that tiny little space together while we wait for it to warm?
I'm sure I'll think of something.
Good. Then let us waste no more time with foolish talk.
Ah. So as you can see, you can get her romance really quickly when you're a guy. And that should give us the trophy for romancing her, and another one for romancing every character in the game.
I see the stories they tell of Grey Warden endurance are not exaggerated.
Awesome. Okay, that's what we wanted. Do you really need to talk?
Oh, finished with me now, are you? Well, you do not get away so easily as that. I will have my way with you until I am satisfied, out of a sense of fairness, if nothing else.
That sounds like fun.
I wouldn't be so quick to imagine the best. My notions can run to the painfully perverse. Simply know that I have no designs on your independence. I wish only to do what I desire, and if that coincides with what you desire, then so be it. And should you decide not to continue our misadventure, then so be it. Very simple, is it not?
I can live with that.
Then we should get along marvelously. Come then, let us be off before the others begin to stare.
Alright guys, as you have seen, it's pretty easy, and if you follow my conversations you will get it straight away. Yeah, that's it for this. We don't really need to continue this. We don't need a playthrough actually. Like I said, we only need a few other trophies to get platinum and then doing DLCs. I actually think I might start with DLCs, and maybe between DLCs, just to, make it different, we're gonna do one. So I'm gonna do a DLC, and after that I'm gonna do the one of the origin stories, and then I'm gonna do DLC, and this way we're gonna get to the end. As always guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.